When you look at me, there's so much that you just don't see. But if you would only take the time, I
I
know
hate you.
in my heart you'd find. No. I'll stop.
Wow. Yay, Brandon. What song was that?
Run to you,
Whitney Houston?
Whitney
Okay,
Houston.
go off. I was like, this sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we should do a compilation of you just singing at the intro and me just watching you each time.
Maggie
How
tried to
many
lie.
how many
Yes,
recording? What?
actually, funny enough, our past episode where we were sad was our 50th episode. So, milestone.
Oh wow,
Um,
Trump ruined our fucking 50th
you
episode.
really did. What the fuck,
Thanks for
Trump?
nothing. We
You
didn't even
ru
get to celebrate. Oh, we should do something. Well, no, we should do something at 100. 50 is not really a milestone.
50's not.
Okay, let's
It's
do
middle age.
something.
But Maggie, I was gonna say, she lied the other day to my
What did
face.
I lie about?
She was like, "Oh, when you drive, I have to let you sing and all this. Mind you, every time she drives, we all sing together. So I don't know what she's talking about.
So, you're not wrong.
I know, hardly
Typically,
ever.
I think you're annoying. Typically, is this coffee?
It
You drinking
is.
coffee, sir?
I am,
Brandon's
and I'm
so funny.
standing. I'm on one.
You're standing right now?
I'm standing.
Oh, I'm still. No, I can see you and behind you.
Oh yeah, you can. There's a mirror. I decided because honestly, the lighting kind of sucks in this corner, but it's my desk, and I
Mhm.
was gonna sit at my bar stool, but then I discovered all the legs, or not even the legs, the like side parts of the legs of the bar stool are wobbly. So now that's all I'm
Oh.
thinking of, and I need to fix it. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
build
that's
the bar
scary.
stools. Um,
He's like, disclaimer, it's not my fault.
it's not me. So this is what
Okay.
we're doing. But I feel on it now that I'm standing.
Okay, go off. Let's
Thank
see how
you.
you feel in an hour.
Ooh. But what were you saying before we were talking about the driving and the singing?
Oh, I was saying you're not wrong, but I typically sing songs you know so that you can join me.
What song was I
So
singing?
you're a selfish singer.
What song was I singing that you didn't know?
Brandon, every time I get into your car, if we turn Spotify on, it's Taylor Swift. Nothing wrong, Taylor. You're real cool and stuff. She just knows I don't know Taylor Swift. You don't play Chapel. You know I'm obsessed with Chapel. You don't play Chapel. You can play Chapel, and then we can both sing. It's fine though.
How many times
Y'all,
can we listen to Chapel?
I wish that we had a candid camera so we can just show. Here's what it
Look,
goes. We get in the car. Brandon's typically flustered about something. My dog is so funny. He puts his GPS. The destination is 6 minutes away. Brandon's, I gotta put it in my GPS. I'm like, Brandon, we take two turns to get
I'm
there.
not as familiar with this route yet, and it's a long way before you
How long is
turn.
it gonna take you to find it? You're so funny. No, yesterday I was like, please don't turn the GPS on. I'll tell you where to go. And then I thought about it and I was like, it's literally we turn out of our apartment and turn into the building. Like it's a straight shot.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
it
anyway,
is.
hold on. I was talking.
Oh,
So,
oh,
so I see you. We
whoa.
get in the car. You're typically flustered about something. Your water bottle doesn't fit in the cup holder properly. You're trying to get the
This
GPS
just happened
together.
yesterday because we were running late and I was working late. Anyways,
This is so crazy because I've never this is cool. I get like up close view of Brandon and I've seen him in ways I haven't seen him before. Yesterday was the
oh,
first time I've ever seen you run late to something and actually be flustered.
true.
And then I also saw you bugging out. I've seen you bug about okay, I thought I was a germaphobe. I think we're equally germaphobes.
I would say
Um, but we obsess over different things. Like, okay, my hands need to be clean, whatever. Brandon's very particular about surfaces and what's on those surfaces. We think the person who was in the apartment before him owned a cat. So there's cat hair
or a
everywhere.
dog. I don't know. There's just something.
I have yet to see a strand of hair, but he sees them. And they are there.
I
I believe
have
they're there.
detector vision. It's actually annoying. I somehow see everything. I think at this point it may be my hair now if I see it, but I still don't know.
We don't know
And I never will.
because there was hair there to begin with.
Hmm.
The first day I went over, he was looking at his couch and he saw like a line on the couch that was like not typical, like not in the pattern on the couch. It's like
Mm.
and he's like, "What is this?" And I was like,
Looking
I
at it
think
now.
that's just normal. But he had already sent a picture of it to somebody else to find out what it was. Oh,
I sent it.
Brandon, you're
Okay,
so
I only
fun.
did it because the couch is expensive. If
Yeah,
something's
you're like,
wrong,
shoot, let
I'm
me.
like, let me exchange this.
How big was it, Brandon? Maybe it was a line.
I
It
think
was
it
a
was a
line
normal thing because I'm looking now and I don't even see it. But
anymore.
funny, there is a little background because I did have something on my first couch when I first moved out and they had to like replace the cushions or something.
Oh, okay, okay.
So look,
PTSD. I get it. I get it. I get
it's just something like, look, when I notice something, like I notice too much.
See something, say something.
I
It's
can't.
important.
It's just too much.
We have fun. No, I like to tease you, but it's been
You
good. I'll
do.
listen to you in the car, Brandon. It's fine. I listen to you sing Taylor Swift and all those other people.
I have been listening. I've been in my tortured poets department era. Um,
He has
I don't know,
been.
there's just like sad songs and I've been
What are you sad about? You all
everything.
right, Brandon?
Yeah, we're good. We're better today.
Okay.
Sometimes, and I'm one of those people, I like sad songs in general. So
hmm
even though I am sad for making myself sad and just being sad, I'm gonna listen to a sad song. So
I
yeah.
thought you'd be. I only say like, what are you sad about? Because I thought you moving into your apartment and stuff was something you were really excited about and happy about. But of course, that doesn't make up for everything. So you can be sad, Brandon. It's okay.
Thanks. I think what it is,
No, thanks.
I,
Thanks.
I
You're
think
so fake. You don't have to, if you didn't mean to thank you, you could have just admitted
is it
it.
fake if I thought it was obvious?
No, because you know I don't read sarcasm.
This is
You know
true.
this. Y'all, it goes above me. It's above me. I can never read when people are being sarcastic.
I think you can, you just second guess.
Nope.
Because just like
Didn't
that,
even
just
cross my
now,
mind just now.
you like picked
What
it
did I
up
say? What did I
when
say?
I said thanks. You were like, don't say thanks, that's fake.
Yeah, I was calling you out for being fake. I didn't realize you said thanks like intentionally being fake.
Oh. Oh, so you thought I was be okay, I see
I
what you
thought it
mean.
was like you're like thanks, but I could read that it wasn't genuine. Oh, maybe I did catch it.
You did, but you clocked something was wrong.
I clocked the wrong thing.
But it was the reasoning. But I think what it is I hate change, even if it's good change, even if it's bad change. There's
Oh.
something about change. And I think my body, my mind, and my soul needs 2 weeks to recalibrate.
hmm
I'm diagnosing this today. I was think
Yeah. We're an external processor. Go ahead.
I was like driving home today and I was just like, you know what? There was things I was like obsessing over with like certain different things in my life. And I finally decided not to.
Hmm.
And then I was just like, when you get to a point where you're just over it and you're like,
hmm
I can't care anymore. Because if I
hmm
do care, how am I going to
Mm.
do anything?
Yeah, that part. Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Yes, let go and let
Yeah.
God. So that's what we
hmm
decided today. That's why I'm standing. If y'all haven't noticed, my hair is so much more voluminous than it was the last episode.
Ooh, so it's
And the
working.
reason being, I got a new filtered shower head from Amazon. It was only like $30. And I gotta say, right away, I could tell the difference. It
Yeah.
was amazing. You should,
I
or
see the difference too.
you have an shower head or a different one than what came.
Yeah, I don't think I wash my hair often enough. I wash my hair every actually I'm supposed to wash it
Mm.
once a week. Oop. But I don't think I wash it enough to notice like texture differences because I've always been washing it in hard water, but because you just moved, you notice it.
True, but also I would argue skin because my face, I
Oh.
think, it wasn't bad before, but I just
hmm
noticed difference like a difference when I used the filtered one that it started to look more like my skin. Like I felt like my
Hmm.
skincare was resting on my face, whereas
Mm-hmm.
now it is my face.
Mm-hmm.
You
We're
know what I mean?
one. It's
Yeah.
together. We see each other.
Together
Mm-hmm.
forever. Together.
Maybe I'll try it. Send me the link. You put me on that scrubber that I got. Oh my
Did you
gosh, I
use
was
it?
telling people about it at work. Yes, I used it. I was like, "Obi, come look." And he was like, "Wow." We were both fascinated. It
It's
was
good.
amazing. It's really good.
Okay.
So, where we live, we have showers, not tubs. And so
Mm-hmm.
the water, I feel like because it's just a rectangular box, the water doesn't really like drain. And so soap scum
No,
can
so if
build
you,
up
yeah, and if
in
you get in there with any
corners.
lint or any like something stuck to your foot, it's staying on there.
You've noticed that?
I'm like,
Yeah, I
Jesus, you
remember
can
one
see
day.
everything.
No, you can. One day, Obi thought he was bleeding and it was just a red string from his socks. And I was like, "What happened to you?" He's like,
What's
"Oh my God, I'm
wrong?
bleeding." And it was just a string.
Oh,
But it's really hard to clean the corners. So I had this brush, also this brush, I really like to I can't get clean in a dirty place. So very particular about the bathroom, and I could not like scrub the walls, whatever. It's amazing. Perfect for the corners. I'm gonna do the glass and stuff later, but it helps. I did on the inside and on the little like pointy round one.
oh yes, because it comes with
I
four
use it.
different brushes.
And it's electric, so it's just scrubbing the shit out of stuff. Put a little pressure on it. Oh,
Right? I'm
looks brand
excited.
new. Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to use this sink one that's like the dome
Mm-hmm.
because I want to use that on like my bathroom sink and maybe even the kitchen sink.
Yeah,
Um, but when you did yours, was yours also at
not charged.
70 when you started?
When I took it out, it was on 60 and it
Okay.
died fast because I just started using it immediately. I was too excited. But
Right.
it's charging now and it's actually charging.
The numbers going up.
Yeah, the numbers are going up.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's a paper that came in the box that was like Q&A, and one of the questions was, "It's not charging." And it was like, "If it's not charging, do this." If you need me to send a picture of it, I can.
I know if you could, I do have it somewhere.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
I'll
I'll send it
look
to you.
to see. But that's good that there's a solution if it's not
Yeah.
charging.
Yeah,
So,
I was like, they thought about this already.
right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
We love that. I'm going to use it this weekend when I
Yes.
clean my bathroom. So I'm
Clean, clean,
excited.
clean. I've been wanting some downtime to clean. You know you're an adult when you're excited about household appliances and cleaning and organizing.
I know, but for real, like
I'm
I got a
ready.
tissue box holder as well. I got a toilet paper roll stand.
Brandon's apartment is so stinking cute. It makes me be like, wow, I live in a shithole.
You do
I need to.
not.
So the problem is I'm kind of like, I kind of have a hard time throwing things away, and
Uh,
Obi throws nothing away. Two very bad. That's a bad combination. So we have like where you keep your groceries, the pantry
hmm.
full of junk.
Oh,
We bear like the top part, he's worked so many remote jobs that it's like mouses and keyboards from just like different things.
okay.
Our closet has like four monitors in it. And I'm like, can we just get rid of some of this stuff? And he's like, I'm gonna sell it. Never seen this man post anything on Facebook Marketplace, offer up. I'm like, you're not gonna sell it. So what I need to do is just while he's away, just slowly get rid of things because he really isn't
Hmm.
gonna notice. Like the other day, I threw something away in front of his face. He did notice that. I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, go grab it. But I just need to like get rid of stuff. And I also like the simplistic view of things. Like your surfaces typically have like one or two items on them, whereas
Right.
like I like on my desk I have like a basket for pens and stuff that I never touch. So let's
Hmm.
throw it away, get rid
Yeah,
of the
you gotta,
pens,
I will
or get
say
a
just
drawer.
moving helped purge.
Yeah,
So that was part, but yeah, you just got to get rid of those stuff that you don't really ha like need or use. I
yeah,
will say
that's
our
what we need to
apartments
do.
come with a lot of storage space.
There's a lot here,
Almost too much. I'm like, what am I gonna do with all this?
yeah, there's some cupboards I can't reach, and I'm like, okay, well, nothing's going up there,
Yeah, this
but we could
pantry
definitely
has
do
like a
better.
top shelf. I'm like, who's reaching that?
The other thing is I feel like we've just acquired stuff like that table I was so we have a patio table that the feet are now, I don't think it came like this. The feet, we got it from his brother. The feet aren't level. So like it's
Oh.
uncomfortable to sit in. And so I used to try to like work on the patio with it. And I'm like, it's not worth it. I want to throw it away. So we
Mm-hmm.
acquired that. And then in that cupboard I was telling you about, one of his neighbors moved out. So we have this like gigantic jar that I think somebody would love, but it's empty and it's taking up like almost the whole pantry. Like
Oh
it's
my God.
so big. And then we got a gigantic crock pot, which is actually helpful. You know, so like we just
I need
acquired a
one.
lot of stuff that we can't get rid of. And then throwing things away is so annoying. Like, how am I gonna throw this table away? How? I don't have a truck. I can't walk it to the trash compactor. It's too big. Like I'd
You
have to call someone to pick it
could.
up.
Yeah.
Like somebody has to take it, or I have
Someone
to
take this from me. Oh, I wish maybe we could have, because I had a few trucks when I
that
moved
day
in
you
that
could have
day.
taken it.
Probably.
I should have asked.
But
Alas,
yeah.
I wasn't here. But yeah, and I don't know anybody with a pickup truck. So it's just like,
Yeah.
and so that's why things just end up sitting like, what am I
Mm,
gonna do with it? But I'm
true.
gonna slowly clean up one room at because I came back from your apartment. I was like, Brandon's apartment's so nice, it's so cool. And Obi's like, well, we can, make our apartment nice and cool. And I'm like, really? Can we? Because as soon as I say, let's get rid
I'm
of
moving in with
XYZ.
Brandon.
No, basically. I was like, I like Brandon's house better. He's like, well, we can downsize. And I'm like, can we? He's like, yeah. And then as soon as it comes time to downsize, I just need to do it. And
Hmm.
and
You just got
and
to
that's
do it.
it.
And then if you have to do it in front of his face and get rid of things, just look him in the eye
While I do
and
it,
be
like
like,
I'm
it's
throwing
gonna
this away.
happen and you can't stop me.
Like, oh, here's an example. My aunt bought me a salt rock. Plugged it in, it doesn't work. I was like,
Oh,
okay, let me throw it away. And Opie's like, no, I could use it. And he put it somewhere. And I'm like, what are you gonna do with this salt rock? It doesn't work.
I used to have one years ago.
I think they were all the rage for a little bit, and nobody touches them anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, they were supposed to help with sleep, I think.
Really?
I think something about like the salt in the air or something. Well, if you think about it, um, to pivot to Mormon wives, remember they
Mm.
went in the salt cave?
Oh yeah, what was that supposed to be good
It was
for her?
supposed to help with like sinuses, I think, and things
Um,
like that. So there's something to it, but I don't know if people really use it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think people do. And that one was definitely broken. My aunt got into this phase where she discovered thrift stores. And so she'll like, sometimes she finds me nice stuff like shoes that haven't been worn and stuff like that. But then occasionally it's just like random shit. And I'm like, okay, I guess I have a collection of jars. Thank you. Or something like she gave me these decorative jars that are all empty. You could like put salt and sugar and stuff. All of them are empty. They're just sitting on the counter. I should probably get rid of those too. I'm just
Or
gonna start
put salt and
purging.
sugar in them.
I don't want to. I don't
Oh,
use sugar
or
that
you could
much.
put plants in them and start a little garden on your patio.
So I do want to, that's a good idea. I need a little table for the patio. I wanted to st I kind of wanted to make it like a little like meditative area. I wanted to
Oh,
get like turf grass because it's so small. I
oh
wanted to
yeah,
get turf grass, a little table, a small chair, and put some plants out there. I actually do want to do some stuff on mine.
oh,
Have you
that'd
been
be
thinking
fun.
about that for yours?
I wanna eventually get some patio furniture.
Hmm.
I haven't really gone out there that much just because it's right by like the entrance and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
No one
and
will see you though,
yeah,
if
they
that's what you
won't.
mean.
I want to, but I gotta see. I haven't really looked yet, but
Yeah.
eventually I do want to. Do you hear my coffee machine by chance?
No, but that thing is so freaking loud, it
Okay, thank
scared me.
God.
Oh gosh, y'all, Friday night, I did this to myself.
She did because
Brandon and I
she brought
went
a.
out together. We went out together. We got some food, some drinks and stuff. And on our way out, I was like, "Oh, there was a movie I was supposed to watch with you, right?" Oh yeah, the movie. If y'all didn't see last episode, it was Halloween. Was it?
Mhm.
No, 2 episodes
No,
ago,
the
it was
one before.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Brandon was wearing a wig because he was Drew Barrymore's character from Scream, Casey
Yes.
Becker.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I know because I was making that video over and listening to the audio over and over again. And so I was like, "Oh, you told me that I have to watch that movie because I've never seen it." I set myself up, y'all. I don't like scary movies. I
Right.
walked into that. I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch it then."
I had completely forgot about it. And when she
I
brought
brought
up a
it up.
movie, I didn't even know. I was like, "What movie? I don't remember." And then you were just like, "Oh, that one for the Halloween." I was like, "Scream! Oh my God, Maggie, me, oh my, will we watch it tonight after we get dinner?" And then you were
I was
like,
like,
"Yes, Brandon."
sure. Then when it came time to watch the movie, I was like, fuck, I
It
hate
was like
scary
5 minutes
movies.
in. She's like, "Brandon, I can't."
Oh, I hate
I'm
scary
like, "Maggie, no,
movies.
you got this." It wasn't too bad.
It wasn't like 2024, 2000 scare. It wasn't made in the 90s, so it wasn't
Hmm.
bad. Like there were jump scares,
You only
but it
screamed
was
twice.
and maybe I only got scared like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Um,
Maggie
but
doesn't get Maggie is one of those people when she watches a movie, she will ask questions the entire time. After every piece of dialogue, she'll be like, "Why'd they say
uh,
that?" And if she would just listen to the rest of the conversation, all her questions will be answered.
look, especially for scary movies, I'm anxious. Like, I just want to know, and you weren't helping. Because I was like, okay, tell me, okay, is she gonna die? Just let me. I was like, because I think eventually I was like, can you just tell me when someone's about to die so I can like mentally prepare for it? But Brandon wasn't helping. I was like, is it him? And you're like, we'll see. I was
Well,
like,
because
is
you were
that the
asking
killer?
who the
You're like,
killer was. I'm not gonna ruin the movie.
think that would be better. Because, like, whenever Obi
No.
used to drag me to the theaters to watch scary movies, I'd be so anxious that I'd just go on Wiki and read the plot, and it made me feel a lot better because I knew what was coming and I could, like, endure it.
That's
But yeah, your
funny.
coffee maker scared the shit out of me during it. I was like, "What the hell?" It sounds like a industrial machine shutting
It
down.
does. I don't know why it's so loud. I wonder if after I make it, if I hit the power off, if it won't be, or maybe it would just make the same noise just right after.
When you're
Um,
expecting it and not when it's scary.
yeah, just not randomly. I'm not quite sure, but it makes a good cup of coffee.
The coffee is
So
fire. The coffee
look,
is fire. I approve. The
this
coffee
is
is
what
great.
we endure for the
Hmm
finer things in life.
I think on Friday we should watch a non-scary movie and then we can watch Scream 2 after that.
I'm down.
Could watch something
Um,
nice.
did you want to work out Friday still?
Yes.
Okay. Did
Yes,
you want
I
to
do.
do 4:30? Do you work? Okay.
Yes. And we should walk after.
Oh, okay.
Come
Okay.
walk here. We can walk here around the apartment. You can see the
All right.
neighborhood.
Okay, we can do that. And we should
Hmm
get 5 guys.
Yes, we can definitely do that too.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be such a fun Friday. I
Yesterday
just
we were
stepped
having
in
a
my
really
chair.
hard. Oh, be careful. Wait, the chair is in front of you. Move
It's
it.
behind me, but I
Oh,
jumped back in excitement.
you're funny.
Ooh,
I would move it. But yesterday we were working out and I turned to him and I was like, I want 5 guys. And he's like, let's go Friday. So we'll do it.
I love that.
Um, but I've watched today's episode.
Oh.
I know it's episode 5 and all that, but yeah, I really don't I'm not enjoying this show very much. When it started, I was like, okay, 47 minutes. All right. And then 30 minutes and I was like, how much longer? Like
That's
I don't want to watch
funny.
it. Do you
I
feel the
thought you would
opposite?
like this episode because it was kind of like a lot going on, but I
Mm-mm.
get it too. Oh,
It's starting to feel like how the end of Love Island season 2
oh
just like
Lord.
dragging on. I don't know. I can't get into it. I don't know. I think
I
it's because it's so scripted and fake. Who's gonna be the new leader of Momtok? Oh my gosh, guys, shut the fuck up. You're not an organized organization. Only there's like 8 of them, right? Or 9. You
something
have
like that.
people who are part of Momtok who aren't even here. Please stop saying that. Oh my gosh. Like, can you just leave something up to our imagination? I want to wonder who the leader will be without you telling me every episode a few
You're
times
like,
a
I guess I
episode.
should be thinking about who the new leader will be.
No, right. At the end, Macy was like, how will Mom Talk survive this? And I was like, again, the burning question without an answer.
I think what it is because we're doing one episode a week. So
I
it's
think
kind
it
of
would still
dragging.
I can't watch more than one of this shit.
Nope.
I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I was
Look,
like, I don't even want to pretend that I like it. If you like it, that's fine. I'm just not enjoying
no,
it.
I appreciate this realness. I don't not like it. I like it. I don't
Yeah.
hate it, but it's not
Yeah.
like my favorite show. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it's picking up this mid-season though.
We'll see.
Like,
I didn't want I saw that they're going to Vegas. Yeah, maybe that will be interesting.
yeah, because I just feel like now they're not like afraid to like call each other out and really go there.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of like, okay, now y'all are doing it feels a little more authentic, at least the fighting.
Yeah. I'm trying to even understand why I don't like it. I feel like
Um,
Housewives kind of transpires like this, where there's just like drama between a couple people, but you also like learn about their lives and stuff and you get to know them. And I feel like there hasn't been enough of that for me to care about the drama. Maybe that's it. Right? Like if there
I
was
get
something
that.
that humanized Whitney a little bit, like I don't know, maybe she has a hobby, or maybe she really wants another baby, or maybe, she's trying to start a business or something. And then it's like, wow, yeah. And then you could like grow to like them a little bit. But
Do
I
you
think
think the
the cast is
characters are
too
kind of
big.
like one-dimensional? Like the
Yeah.
people, whereas housewives, you kind of get to know them more.
Yeah, because we get to see them as parents, and then we get to see them as wives, and then we get to see them as friends, you know?
Hmm.
And so yeah, I think that might be it. And I think Housewives is usually like 6 women.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's just too many people, or maybe they just spend too much time on certain stories. Like I thought about it today. I haven't seen Taylor's Kids. Not that I need to, but I'm just like, oh, it'd be like I'm curious about her real life, you know?
Yeah. It's just very centered around the friend group that when we get the other parts of their lives, it's kind of like brief.
So brief. Yeah, like freaking Macy, was it Macy selling prenatal pills?
Oh, yeah.
What
Baby
makes you
mama.
qualified to sell I'm not buying your prenatal pills.
That was random. I was like, wait, how did you get like this whole business?
You just get to create a prenatal pill brand.
I'm
That's
like,
like very,
all
you
right.
gotta be careful with that.
Yeah. And then you use your friend for the photo shoot, but then get mad when they Uno reverse and use you for picture. Although low key team Macy, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's
but
my
yeah, no,
synopsis.
I get it. It's something about the energy and the vibe. It feels a little, there's like a distance with
Hmm.
it, and it's not as engulfed. But and then like it's kind of sad, like the kind of religion part of it in some aspects.
And if they actually feel like if they spent more time explaining, like, I grew up XYZ way, I grew up X, and then like explained it, walked us through it, how they felt and stuff like that. They kind of did with Taylor, but that was pretty much it. And I actually feel like since they are Mormon wives, they should go more into that and explain like the indoctrination and, those who are super religious and follow it, why they love it. You know what I mean? Like that could
Yeah.
even be a way to like give us another side of them. But they just mention it like, because we're Mormon, we drink soda. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Yeah, I do what, 40 ounces
That
of
scene was disgusting.
carbonated water is nasty, and you just put sugar-free syrup in it.
I wrote
One
down
pump of
her
sugar.
order when we
You
get
did? Okay,
there.
we gotta go there.
I was like, Demi, I like you,
Please.
but what the fuck is this?
And then Layla's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna die. And I'm like, Layla. And then Layla is honestly, I feel like Layla is a mystery. She's the only black person and like kind of mentions it a little bit, but if they spent more time on it, we could get to know her more. Not, I
Yeah,
don't think the show needs to be longer. I think they could just spend like an episode at the beginning or at some part of us getting to know these people in some way. Like Whitney's kids are adorable. I was like, oh my gosh, they're all bleach blonde.
they're all bleach blonde.
And I was like, how did
Um,
that happen?
yeah, I wonder if they'll do more because I think they're filming the second season now, and I think it's supposed to be longer.
Okay.
So maybe, it
Yeah.
is we got to give a little grace because it is the first season.
No, no grace for you. Boo. No. It's 2024. If you're gonna make a make fuck it. It was 2023 maybe when they had this idea. If you're gonna make a reality TV show, do your homework.
I tried, y'all,
You
but
have no
producers, if
business.
you need hosts for the reunion, we will host.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck. No, but that is kind of crazy, Brandon. If you're gonna make a show, make a show. This isn't what's that channel where all of the like rough shows go, like Tubi? I think
Oh,
it's Tubi. This isn't
this is
Tubi.
not Tubi.
Y'all are on Hulu. Come on, do
I mean,
better.
it's better than the Kardashians. That's on Hulu.
I don't watch it, so I can't compare. But they are weird. I've watched an episode or two, and it's just weird.
Yeah. Um, but regardless, let's jump into this episode that Maggie hated. Um, this one, a lot came to the surface. There was
Yeah.
divorce celebrations, there were arguments, there were tears. So it starts with like it's going family to family, and the girls are telling their families about how the girls' trip sucked. And they
Hmm.
were like, it was just the worst experience ever. And Whitney cries and like breaks down to her mom and all this. And that was only the first of the many times Whitney will
Whitney
cry.
cries.
But then Taylor says something like flip it to like Dakota, where she's like, you're like my only friend and like the person I could trust. And I'm like, no, Taylor, you can't
Don't
even
do it.
trust him.
Oh
Run.
my gosh, Taylor, he sucks.
No, he's actually the worst.
Oh yeah.
Um, but Demi says the girls that Momtok is very fractured after the girls' trip. And it's basically they're all reeling and they're just like, will Momtok be the same after this girls' trip?
Momtok is always in jeopardy, just so you know. It's never
That
in a
part.
state of calm.
And it's hard too, I guess, to kind of care about if Momtok will survive because we low-key didn't see what Momtok was before.
And they don't really explain what Momtok means to them now because they talk about it as if it's like an organized thing, and it's not. You guys are just making TikToks at home and occasionally TikToks together. Am I wrong? With your babies in the background. You do your dances. What do you mean? I don't know if Momtok's gonna survive this.
Yeah, it's
Like,
an
it'd be different if they were
empowering.
organized.
Yeah, and then it's
Like,
also
we
just
meet
like,
on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we do XYZ. We have a brand manager, they do blah blah blah. You know what I mean? They talk about Mom
mhm.
Talk as if it's a business.
Yeah. And it's hard too because it's like one, we didn't watch Mom Talk or see Mom Talk on TikTok, or at least we didn't watch
Mm-mm.
the videos if we heard of it. And then
You only
two,
saw
when
Whitney's video.
right, and then when the show started, it was like already breaking down and they were trying to rebuild Mom Talk. So it's just like, what are we trying to do
What
here?
are we doing? What are we doing here? Nobody
Right?
knows.
Mm. But Layla, Demi, and Jesse decide that they want to go to Swig. And it's having like a Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie special, which was funny because of, the Demi and Brett story.
Mm-hmm.
But this place, I'm sorry, it's fucking disgusting. It's this soda shop with all these different flavors.
Of
And they go because it's
syrup.
their vice because they can't like drink. And I'm like, just drink.
Well, they can't drink coffee, so this is the substitute. Or is
Drink
it a
anything
substitute for
else.
alcohol?
All of the above, probably.
How is that place in business? That's weird.
I don't know, but Demi's order, she should go to jail. It's 44 ounces of sparkling water with sugar-free coconut, sugar-free vanilla, sugar-free raspberry, sugar-free pineapple, and coconut cream. That sounds repugnant. That doesn't
Carbonated
even
water, right?
repugnant smell, repulsive. It sounds terrible.
And the base is carbonated water.
Sparkling water, yeah.
So it's not even caffeinated then. Or is it? I
Probably
thought
not.
seltzer water doesn't fucking have You went to a soda shop to buy something that's not soda? Bro.
Basically.
I hate all of them. Tear that place down. You know what? It's it's not even like, oh, we need our caffeine hit. Oh, we need this. It's just because you live in Utah and everybody goes. It has
Yeah.
to be a cultural phenomenon. Because what? And they're like, there's a soda shop on every corner. Why? That's weird.
It's like the Haley Bieber smoothie at Erewhon.
What is it?
Which is basically
Well, no,
that
explain
actually
because I
is
don't know
good.
what you're talking about.
Well, just because like, it's something people are popular, they get it because it's
Uh,
popular. But
yeah.
the smoothie, it's like a strawberry, is it a smoothie? Yeah. Yeah, it's a smoothie. Strawberry smoothie with like coconut cream and like vanilla and like all this. It's actually pretty good. I tried it. Overpriced, like $18.
When did
But
you go to Erewhon? Oh, when you were in California.
just
Okay.
last year for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I guess it's like a trendy place.
So you go and you do it.
Yeah, and like so
It makes
Swig, they
sense.
get their sparkling water with sugar-free vanilla, sugar-free raspberry. Like, ew,
That's
what?
weird. That's weird.
Mm,
And then it's like all of those flavors together in 40 ounces of soda water. Uh-uh. Nope,
no.
can't do it. I honestly, yeah, no. Well, the other girls actually got soda though, right?
I think so. I didn't write down what they
This is so
got. I just wrote
stupid.
down that Layla was like, "Oh, I drink one 6 days a week, and it takes me like an hour to drink, and
Mm-mm.
she's okay living till 50."
Your heart, your heart's gonna stop, Layla. You're too pretty for that nonsense. Put the soda
Right? I'm like,
down.
Layla, you are too good for that. Calm down.
No, it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
But I will say, remember when Zach and Jen had their party and there was the soda guy? I anticipated the soda guy kind of having like a setup like the store did with the
Right.
syrups and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is what the soda guy is supposed to look like.
No,
But
that
other than
soda guy
that,
had soda and coffee creamer. I will never get over that.
who has decided to mix? This is why Americans have health issues.
That part. But Layla does tell us that she's having a divorce party
Divorce party.
and she's going to be disappointed if Whitney doesn't come because apparently Whitney left the group chat and blocked me on socials. And Jesse's like, I'm not shocked because she's dramatic, but I'm shocked that she did kind of like a public fuck you like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think Whitney just wanted someone to check on her, which
Hmm. We'll see if she's right.
we'll see. That gets brought up quite a few times this episode.
It does. They're like, she just
Um,
did it for attention. So this is weird because remember last episode, I was like, oh, she must be Layla's friend. She was hanging out with Layla. She was in Layla's
mhm.
car. And now Layla's like, I don't know if she'll come. So it's just like, maybe,
Yeah,
you know. But yeah.
yeah,
I really hate Whitney.
yeah. She's very she's an interesting one
I think she's a
because
narcissist.
well, that. But they're basically saying they're like, if Whitney would just own it, like we could move on. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be such a big deal. But
Mm-hmm.
Demi wants to plan a rage room. And she's like, should I invite Whitney? And Jesse's like, fuck no, don't invite her. She's a buzzkill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, period. And this is where Jesse appoints to me as the new queen bee of Momtok because she's willing to say uncomfortable things.
And then they cut to Taylor just being like, no. And I was like, I don't know if Taylor was actually answering that question or not.
I don't agree, but okay.
And it's like, okay, I don't even think Taylor gives a fuck about who the leader of Mom Talk is.
No, and Demi tries to be like, I didn't think I would ever be a leader, and I don't think like I need to be the leader, but if there is going to be a leader, it should be me.
So next time we watch, we need to take a shot for every time they say leader and every time they say, will Mom Talk survive this?
Oh gosh,
Because it's crazy.
we'll get too drunk. Um, but we cut to Whitney and Connor, and they're baking homemade animal crackers.
Okay, Nara Smith.
Mm, I saw this like parody this guy does of like
Uh-huh.
Nara Smith,
Uh-huh.
and it's just like they basically just act. It's kind of like I'll send it to you
Is it
because
Misty?
no, it's just like oh, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make homemade coffee. And then I'll cut to them and be like, kids, shut the fuck up.
Please send it to me.
It's like this crazy
Oh,
stuff.
that sounds hilarious.
And I'm like, this is amazing. And then it'll
hmm
have like random bits of like Nara and like her husband having fits of passion. It's just so chaotic, but it's the funniest thing. Um, but Macy calls and she wants to make sure Whitney feels loved and supported, but says, she's a loose cannon. I think she tells us that and not Whitney, because if she told Whitney that, Whitney would never forget that. But Whitney just doesn't feel like the group has ever been genuine friends and says they wouldn't be friends if they didn't meet on socials. And I guess I get that. Well, like, I mean, you met the friends on socials. That's like a way to meet friends,
Yeah.
but whatever. But she's like, they all just get competitive and jealous and are rude to each other.
I
And
was
I'm
like, are you
like,
describing everyone or yourself? Who's
that's what I said. I'm
competitive?
like, are you
Who's
looking in the mirror
jealous?
when you say this? Because
Maybe rude. Yes, everyone can be a little rude, but jealous and competitive. Who are we competing with? What's the competition?
it sounds like projection.
Definitely.
Candace on Potomac was shit projection. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But Maisie thinks Whitney acts like she doesn't care, but she cares more than anyone, which is very true. Whitney's like the
hmm
queen of being like, I don't give a fuck. And then she cries.
She's like, I don't care, but nobody called me. And it's like, bitch, then you do care. Aren't her
That
kids
part.
cute though? Oh, they're little adorable, little beach
They
bum
seem sweet. She
babies.
has a cute family.
Yeah, they looked happy making cookies. And then she kept cursing. And
She
Connor's
did.
like,
She's like, I don't
Whitney.
fucking care. She says fucking like 18 times this episode.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like,
curses a
Whitney.
lot. Relax, the babies can
Mhm.
hear you.
But she wants to walk away because it's not worth it. And she's like, there wouldn't be mom talk if I wasn't there.
All right.
Oh, you know what?
She's
May
got a
we
big
all.
ego. Such a
Only it's
huge
not my
ego.
ego
Ego.
talking. May we all have that delusion and sense of self.
Not me. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I do.
No, may we all hope to be that confident about ourselves.
Oh yeah, like I'd love to be so actually no, it's really bad. You can't tell her anything. You can't give her any feedback. Poor Connor.
No,
Like,
you
oh,
can't.
babe, like I just feel like you're like cursing a lot. And she's like, but I'm having a bad day. And the kids aren't even gonna remember. It's like she makes an excuse for all of her behavior. We're gonna see it more later, but it's just like, oh, you're so insufferable.
She's one of those like my truth people. It's just
Explain.
my truth.
Oh.
And it's really just like, no, it's just your shitty opinion. Like,
It's just your
what?
ego. You're only thinking about yourself. You're
Yeah,
not
or
thinking
it's
about
your
anybody else.
feelings, but stop with the my truth. Like it's your
Yeah.
your feelings, which is
Yeah.
fine, but just say that. Because when you try to
Right.
say my truth, you're trying to make it appear like fact.
Or when she projects it on everybody. Everybody's so jealous and
You're
we
just
wouldn't
so
even be friends
jealous.
if we weren't on and it's like, are you talking about yourself or everybody else, girl? You
Mm,
left the group chat by yourself, didn't say nothing, but then you want everyone to call you.
yeah.
Whatever.
We cut to Jen and she feels responsible for the divide because she disinvited people to her baby blessing.
Mm.
Not wrong. I would say that maybe kicked it off, or at
Mm.
least solidified.
Yeah. Yeah. That is part of it.
But she did invite Taylor and Dakota to,
Everybody's fighting and Jen's like, fuck.
with that me, Zach, I
Oh,
told you no.
we should have just invited them to the
Um,
fucking party.
but Jen does make quite a few efforts this episode, I feel like,
She
to like build
does.
stronger relationships. I was like, okay, Jen, I see
Yeah.
you. I
I
started
was
to like
like,
Jen a lot more this episode.
maybe this is genuine. I mean, I was just like, when she did things, I was like, oh, I was surprised by it.
Yeah. But she's inviting Dakota and Taylor over because Taylor's 4 weeks away from delivery and they want to like teach Dakota things about like having a baby. and
I
like give him like a
was
crash course.
Yeah. The gesture was great. I was just very surprised. I was like, you didn't want this girl anywhere near your baby blessing. To the point where I don't even think oh, well, she kind of told Taylor indirectly. She didn't even like up front come and tell Taylor. And then when they walk into the house, Dakota's like, hey. And I was like, y'all are fake as hell.
Right. Dakota
You
was like
like
all
them?
over that. He was like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
up?"
And yeah, and wasn't one of her reasons was like Zach doesn't know you guys, but here comes Zach like welcoming Dakota with open arms.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was for the cameras. I don't know if they actually are friends or if they actually like each other. But like 2 episodes ago, you definitely made it seem like you don't want to be anywhere near this girl because she is bad energy, bad Jesus.
She's a sinner.
Yes, vibes.
But the things they're teaching Dakota is how to make a bottle, how to change a diaper, and how to suction boogers. And I was like, this is disgusting. I will not
Poor
be
baby
having a
being
kid.
manhandled by Dakota. Did you see him trying to put the baby's pants on?
Yeah, after he did the diaper and he was just he was like trying to use one arm. I'm like, bruh, like, what are you doing?
Typically, you lay the baby is laying down while you're putting their clothes on.
Yeah.
And so like the kid is like under his arm and he's like shaking the pants to put them on and everybody's laughing and I'm like, poor Luca. Luca's so cute.
And he even, what was it? Dakota like ran into the daughter accidentally at one point.
Oh,
And
and
she's
she
like,
started
Mom.
crying. She started crying.
Uh, and I'm like, damn, Dakota, get it together. I mean,
It was
it
a
was
cute
his
gesture.
first time. So, like,
Yeah.
it didn't seem, and I feel like he could be I mean, I don't know, maybe a good dad. He's not a good partner.
Kids have a way of softening people up,
Yeah,
particularly men. Is she have, do we know what the gender is? Is she having a boy, a girl?
I don't know.
I was supposed to say little girls have a good way of softening their dads up, but I think kids in general soften people's up. I just feel like Dakota, we'll get to it, but he doesn't, he's a lot like Whitney. They can
Yeah,
have each other.
they honestly, maybe they should.
Right.
Um, but Taylor's kind of reflecting because I think at one point Zach referred to her as Dakota's wife.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Dakota was like, yeah, I keep saying that. And Taylor's like, fuck no, I don't want to marry this guy just because of religion. Yeah, we're having a baby, but who cares? And I'm like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I kind of respect you for standing firm
Mm-hmm.
on this. It
Mm-hmm.
seems, you know what? You're in the situation. I'm glad you're standing firm on that boundary at least.
Yeah. No, I'm really glad that she's not forcing herself into anything and not making a baby be the reason why she has to stay in something crazy.
Hmm. It cuts to Layla, Demi, and Jen, and Layla's going to get some tattoos covered up because she had two dots that symbolized her marriage.
Did you see them? I didn't see them.
I never noticed them. I mean, they were two dots.
I was about to say, I thought
And
they
weren't
were
they
like
on like
maybe
her leg or
her
something?
ankle. I thought it was like a colon or something, but I never saw anything.
Yeah.
But she really wanted to get it covered up.
She did. And Jen's there kind of saying, like, you know what? I love Layla and I want to be there for her no matter what. And I support her and admire her courage to walk away from a marriage despite her religion. And I'm like, okay, Jen.
Look at you being for the girls.
Right.
Look at you being supportive
Look at you being
after
supportive
you're
and
like,
nice with the
yeah,
people you
Layla,
want
you can't.
invited.
Layla, you can't come. No. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, actually, Zach doesn't know you. Can't come.
Actually, get
That
the
doesn't even
fuck out of my house.
that doesn't even apply to Layla because she doesn't have a husband to bring. Like she could have
Right.
totally gone to the blessing. But
Mm,
whatever. Jen is turning over a new leaf.
she
Uh
is. But Layla wants to get a tattoo for her sister to bring them closer because she doesn't have a close relationship with any of her family members. And the church sort of gave her a sense of belonging, and she got married quick, trying to chase that family bond. But
hmm
after reflecting, she doesn't think her marriage was very healthy at all. I do like that we're learning more about Layla,
hmm
and I
Me
feel like she
too.
seems one of the most authentic
I agree. I agree. I'd love to learn more about her. I am confused how a tattoo will help you be closer to your sister.
because it's a part of you forever.
Okay. Is it like a daily reminder, like I should call my sister?
But I won't.
I was like, this is different. But no, it was sweet. I liked getting to know her a little bit.
Hmm.
I'm curious how she ended up in the church because it doesn't sound like her family was part of it. So I'd like to know that because typically Mormon churches are not very diverse.
Yeah, maybe like someone at school.
Yeah, broader or something.
I just can't believe she's only 22.
She's a baby.
And
And
I'm
then I
like,
was like, how
damn.
old is Taylor's 29. I was like, Layla, you're so young.
And you seem a lot more mature.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like look, everybody's in front of a camera, so they're all probably acting a little bit, but Layla
Hmm.
seems to be just being herself the most. And I
Yeah.
guess she has the freedom to do so. She seems like I love that, like, she's like, no, this marriage isn't for me, and it's very brave to get a divorce. It's a very
Yeah.
scary thing to do. So,
And it's good too that she doesn't want to like rush into finding the one. She
yeah.
wants to like take her time, which is good.
Yeah.
But Demi says she doesn't have to feel guilty about getting divorced, and you have the power of choice, and that's the beauty of life. And she commends her for breaking the norm. And this is where I was like, okay, Whitney, I think it's really you that doesn't have genuine relationships. Because seeing this scene, I was like, oh, they care about each other.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
now that you mention it, there have been a number of ways that I feel like the girls in different ways have shown up for each other,
Yeah.
in non-catty ways. So like actually been there for each other.
Right. Um,
Did you peep how Demi said that she was divorced though?
yes. I think she said that episode one, but like
Oh, I don't
briefly,
remember.
very briefly. That was when we like got very briefly introduced to like eight people, very quickly.
Oh.
I think she mentioned that, but I don't know for how long. I think it was when she was in her early 20s.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. I
Which
was
that
just
explains
curious.
to Demi's like want to kind of make things more progressive
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like that. But I
Yeah, I'm
did
sure
think
it's hard.
Layla's tattoo was cute with stars that she got,
They're like,
constellation.
let's see it. And it's like the smallest tattoo I've
Like a
ever seen.
fine line.
Yeah. And I mean, I was like, that is a cute cover up for like two dots.
It is, yeah.
It was cute.
You're like,
I was like, Layla, I like you. I just don't understand the tattoo for your sister. I feel like she was trying to maybe find a reason to get one. I don't
maybe. She's
know.
like, my
It didn't sound
sister.
real. Doesn't sound real. We're not close. I'm getting it from my sister. We're not close. What?
Not close at all, but I care about her.
I think when I show her that I got it, we'll be closer. Like,
Maybe.
okay.
I hope. She better be. Watch her sister be like, why the fuck would you do
Why
that?
would you do that? Are you expecting me to get one?
Because I won't.
Don't call me ever
uh,
again, Layla.
don't lose my number quickly. But the girls go to a rage room minus Whitney and Taylor, but I think Taylor only wasn't there because she's pregnant,
Yeah, and
which makes
Taylor
sense.
mentioned when she was with all of those other people, I forgot that like being around them is kind of stressful, which
Yeah.
I can imagine because she's like 4 weeks away from giving birth.
Yeah, she needs to chill.
Hmm.
But Macy's fake ass, she's like, oh, I don't want to wear the orange suit because it'll look like I'm in jail. Wish Taylor was here. I'm
I
like,
didn't even hear that. Oh my gosh, you serious?
yes, Macy of all people.
She's an instigator. No, not Macy of all people. We know her now.
I know
Oh,
that, but
oh, what
just
are we
given
wearing
given
to
how
the
the
baby
episode
blessing?
ends,
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, so you're for Taylor. Okay.
yeah.
Mm.
No, wasn't Macy the one who was like, the baby blessing? Oh, wait, you're not
Oops.
invited.
You were
Yeah.
forgot I forgot you were uninvited. That's crazy.
She's shady. She's shady.
No, she is. Whitney's is she still baking or is this a different
It
baking
must be. I
station?
hope it's a different day.
I'm like, damn, she
But she's
bakes a
in the
lot.
kitchen again, and the babies are
Mm-hmm.
putting eggs and stuff into a thing. They're making
Yes.
something.
And she's just venting to Connor about how the girls didn't invite her to the rage room. And she thinks it's funny that everyone asked Macy why she left the group chat but didn't call her. And she's like, if someone else would have left, she would have called them. And I'm like, would you have? Also, she would have called in the way of like, girl, what's wrong? Like, who
What
made you
happened? Oh
upset?
my gosh.
And then when
Yeah.
she vents, she'll be like, so basically, she told me she hates you. She hates you. She hates you. She said, you're a fake ass bitch. She said, you're too Mormon. She said that you're white trash. She said, your extensions look like extensions. Whoops. And she said, you could never pull off a bob. But she said she loved
No.
me.
It's infuriating. You left the group chat, but you want to go to group activity. You want to be invited to group activities? Make it make
Hmm.
sense. That doesn't make sense. And then you say, if it were you, you would have called the person. So you want people to call you. In other words, you wanted people to call you, which is what Jesse suspected in the beginning.
That part. And I think there's a point where, yeah, she says she left for space, not attention. So if that's the case, then why are you annoyed that they're giving you your space?
Space. No, she's contradicting herself. She's like, right after mentioning no one called her, she's like, but I didn't want them to call. I wanted space. No, you didn't then. Oh, she's
Stop
so annoying.
lying,
I think she wants it to be about her and the fact that she's like, oh, y'all are having fun and you're just leaving me out of it. Oh, I gotta add myself to the narrative somehow.
right? Um, Jesse writes bitch on the wall as a message to Whitney, and I was like, okay, Jesse, I see you. Um, but Whitney thinks people take advantage of the fact that she cares, so they post pics to spite her.
And that's when I was like, she's a narcissist. Because
Yeah.
how is a picture on Instagram about you that you're not in? But this is all to get you upset.
Am I
The
a
whole
narcissist as
world
well?
is concerned. You, have you had a moment where you felt like somebody did something to spite you?
Hmm. You know, yes, but then I like I talk myself out of it.
Explain.
No. I'll
Well,
just
I mean,
say I'm the king of making up
jumping to
scenarios and
conclusions.
jumping to conclusions, and nine times out of ten I'm wrong, but I will realize I'm wrong. Like I'm never gonna be like vocalizing as if it's true.
I get it. I
You
feel
know?
like I've done something similar in that like I was upset with someone who I frequently interacted with on social media, and then I felt like because they were on my social media, everything I did, they would see it or notice or whatever. And so
Hmm.
maybe that's like a little like this, but her saying they're doing it, they're spending time together just to make her mad, I feel like is a stretch.
Yeah.
Me like posting something by myself, like a shady post or whatever, because I think you might see it. That's for one person, only one person.
Right.
But you think this group of 5 to 6 people just gathered together, took a picture, went to this fun thing, all to spite you is kind of crazy. That's a stretch. If it's one person, I think it's okay. But if it's a if a group was spending time together and you jump to these conclusions, Brendan, then I'd be like, yeah, maybe we need to go
It
talk some
wasn't a
more.
group. Um,
Okay, you're fine.
um, but we jumped to Macy and her launching a random business of natal supplements called Baby Mama.
It's a cute
And
name.
the origin is she saw a same-sex couple use a surrogate and thought, oh, that's their baby mama. And I was like, so it wasn't the Tina Fey and Amy Poehler movie,
I'm surprised that name is not already trademarked.
right? Maybe she had to add like an ink or something
hmm
to it. Co, Baby Mama
hmm
Co.
Something.
But I
But
wonder if
it's a
it's
cute name.
successful.
Yeah. That's
Probably
one of
because the
my
show
favorite
is.
movies of all times. I love Baby Mama.
It's a funny movie.
It's so funny.
Uh, she invited Taylor to the photo shoot, but Dakota also shows up and she's like, what the fuck? And Taylor's like, I brought him because I thought like you guys could maybe talk. And we cut to Macy's interviews, and she's basically saying, like, I just don't trust him. There's rumors about him cheating all over TikTok, and it's just bad timing right now to speak because she needs to focus on her business.
Yeah.
But she does tell Taylor she'll come over tomorrow to have a conversation.
Which I thought was I thought that was good. I thought I
Yeah,
was like, Taylor, this feels staged. Why would you want her to try to talk to him right here? I'm glad Mayci put her foot down a little bit.
same. I was like, that makes sense. You wouldn't want
Yeah,
to like do it there.
you're doing
Um,
business right now.
but Taylor's shoot is cute until Dakota decides to take his shirt off and he's like, "Can you take photos of us?" And I'm like, "This is creepy."
I thought that was weird. I was like, Dakota, get out. Oh my gosh, put your shirt back on, please.
Right. Macy's like, "Not this bitch trying to get free photos."
Also, Macy, where did you create these supplements at? They kind of looked like they looked weird. Have you seen they looked like dates, like bunched up
Oh.
dates. Did you see them? They're like brown looking gummy things.
Yeah, I saw they were like brown looking gummies. They just reminded me of any other like gummy supplement.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
was
is this
like,
gonna be at Target?
Macy, can you explain how you developed this product by yourself in Utah?
Right. Like, who's your manufacturer?
Yeah, you've got to be like promoting this for somebody or in partnership with somebody or something.
Yeah. But we cut to Layla's divorce party, and everyone comes and they're dressed in black,
Mm-hmm.
and Taylor can't come because she can't go to a bar or club. I believe this
Because
is
of
because
the
of when she was
probation?
arrested. I
Yeah, I
think so, yeah.
assumed. Yeah.
But Demi's like, I would never have a divorce party, but I'm happy to support Layla. And then this is where Whitney shows up in yet another pilgrim outfit.
The collars.
It's like,
The
I
collars.
can't. I'm like, Whitney,
You almost had a cute outfit.
you can always spot the biggest bitch when they dress the most conservatively. Is she wearing a tablecloth? She's lethal.
Does it look like she has a baby's bib on? Yep, that's her.
Does
That's
it look like
her.
she's ready for a picnic at all times?
And then like Connor looked like a bouncer. He had his hair all slicked back and then like a sweater. The sweater was nice, but I was just like, why does your hair look like that?
Yeah, no, the hair was terrible. It was too slick. It was just like all just slicked back. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
They have interesting hair journeys, those two.
They do.
Um, but Demi's like, wow, it's bold of her to show up. But Jesse's happy because she wants to give her a chance. And then
Mm-hmm.
Macy's also surprised, but she's happy. And Whitney's main thing now that she's saying she's upset about. It's no longer the fact, well, it's probably partially that, but right now she's not leading with that. The fact that nobody reached out to her. It's now what Jesse said at the girls' trip.
There's a new reason why she's upset.
Yes. Where she's
Yes.
like, Jesse was like, it seems like you just get close to people until you get what you want, and then you find a new best friend.
Like I can't believe that she would say that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Says nothing to refute the claim. Like, no, I don't. You're just mad that she said it.
Right. You're mad she brought attention to it.
Sorry.
You're good, Maggie. Cough it out.
Okay, I think I'm okay. Did you peep how Whitney was like, why is everybody staring at me? And Zach's like, I think it's because you left the group chat and didn't say anything. And she's like, oh yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. She like
I
kind of
hate you.
she was like, oh yeah, I did do that.
I did.
Uh,
Guilty.
guilty. Uh, but Demi does want to greet Whitney to not make it weird. She goes up and lies and says, "Oh, I like your dress." Um, Layla pops up. She's slaying. She's got like a black lace
I
number.
loved it. They're like our dearly departed. And she had her little, it was cute. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
Layla, I see you.
Yes.
Outfit.
And she's like, I want to find myself in this next chapter.
Mhm.
And they proceed to introduce Layla to Jordan's friend Joe. We don't really get much from it. They just kind of talk for a second, and then we never get any like
Mm-mm. He's
follow
like,
up.
yeah, hey, hi. He looks like he's 17 or something, though. He looks really young.
He did. I was like, who is this? Demi hopes she finally has an orgasm, and she hopes she never settles for a man that won't prioritize her happiness or her pleasure.
Demi's the type of person to bring up something that you probably don't want to talk about, but she'll just mention
Right.
it. I hope one day she has an orgasm. Like, girl, okay, we don't need to hear your hopes anymore.
Right.
Take the mic away from her.
Fruity Pebbles, chill. Somebody get her a box of cereal, please. Mayci thought Jesse apologized to Whitney, but she didn't. And Whitney's like, I'm gonna pull Jesse to the side. So she
Hmm.
does. And Jesse said, the reason I said that was because it's what everyone in the group said. And Whitney's like,
Not felt
wait,
like she was doubling down. Like, what do you mean it's what you heard and not what you experienced?
yeah. She's like,
That's
basically just everyone's talking shit about you, except for
yeah.
Mayci.
Yeah.
And Whitney's just like freaking out. She's like, I don't have issues with everyone. And Demi and I only have issues because she shared something very fucking personal about my fucking life. And I'm like, what was the personal thing? Was it the video thing when she said that Whitney admitted to making the dancing video for clout?
I don't know if Whitney heard her say that, but maybe it is. But yeah, I feel like Demi really didn't make it personal other than to call you out on your shit. Maybe that's what she's referring to. Like, oh, she wants to say I did this and I don't want to admit to doing it.
Basically. Um, Jessie said she only did because Whitney gossips about what everyone says. And Whitney
Hmm.
says, isn't it worse what Demi actually said? Because they brought up the whole like she told Jen what Demi said about like the
Hmm.
white trash thing, the two
Hmm.
Mormon. And it's
Hmm.
like, well, is it worse to talk shit or is it worse to tell people that someone's talking shit about you?
My frustration is as soon as you tell her you do XYZ, she's like, well, so and so does this. And it's like she never owns her shit.
Yeah.
Like, we're telling you that you do this. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing right now. We're talking about you. But she wants to just deflect real quick. And
Yeah.
now she's the victim all of a sudden. Then after this, the whole conversation turns into her being the victim.
Yeah, because she brings up that no one reached out to me when I fucking left the fucking group chat. Oh my God. And
Shouldn't you
just
feel bad for me? Shouldn't you be upset? Do you see why I'm upset? Feel bad for me.
don't you know I'm upset? I'm upset. I'm upset.
Don't you see why I'm upset? I need something big and obnoxious. Don't you see why I'm upset?
Don't you see why I'm upset? I'm fucking livid.
Her collar is so obnoxiously large. Can't you I need a big cardboard box across my chest.
Don't you know
Can't you
I'm
see
fucking
what
upset?
For those of you who are listening,
It's like, can you
Brandon and I
wipe
are
the
trying
fucking
to recreate Whitney's collar. We're just picking up stuff.
why don't you wipe the
Uh,
spit coming out of your mouth with your fucking bib, Whitney?
and the fact that she gets angry so fast is so annoying. Like, you can't even talk to her. You're a big ass baby.
She goes
Like
0 to 100 quick.
she does. It's like they say something about you for 2 seconds. We're a little irritated that you like to spread information. You say this and this and this. Well, isn't it bad that Demi did that too? Like, bitch. And then Jesse just eats it up and doesn't like put her feet to the fire like I feel like Demi would, because Jesse is just like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true. And I'm like, no, she's not right. No, that's not true.
Yeah, she tries to push back. She's like, you leaving the text, like the group chat was passive aggressive. But then when he's like, I did it to protect myself, Jesse's like, you know what? I get it. You just made us feel isolated by leaving.
Yeah.
And when he's like, I
So
just
you
no longer want to be the person reaching out. Like, you think I'm using you? Fuck you. I was like,
And yeah, then
okay.
she cries, and it's definitely so now you gotta feel bad for her. She turns herself into the victim. She's so annoying.
Right. And I would
So
say I thought Jesse was coming from a good place as far as trying to resolve things, but Whitney's takeaway is that she feels like an idiot and that Jesse only told her that people were talking shit about her to hurt her.
yeah, it was weird because after she said that part about after she said what you just said, then Jesse is like, "Yeah, you're right. Everybody has been talking about you." And then Whitney cries, I think for real now, and she's like, "Fuck, why?" But then I'm like, "But you talk about everybody, Whitney. Like all you do is talk about people." So it's like you're gonna
Yeah.
cry about people talking about you, and she's like, "Now, how do I feel?" And I'm like, I don't know why Jesse would say that. Yeah, everybody's just been talking about you. Like, this conversation was weird.
It was an odd one. It was like she's trying to say productively and like from like a with a smile, just like, yeah, everyone just talks shit about you, Whitney. And like that's
I
why I
don't,
said that. And Whitney's
I
like,
don't see how
what?
that's helpful at all,
It's
girl.
not.
That's not helpful at all, Jesse. Retract. I would be like, okay, if I would, I'd treat Whitney like the big baby she is. If you can't control your emotions, I'm not gonna have this conversation. Just like a toddler, use your words. Use your words. Stop fucking crying about everything. Like
And
she's
stop
so
saying
annoying.
fucking so much. Jesus. I dare you to get that buck with Demi.
Right.
But Demi gives a speech to celebrate Layla, and of course, the whole time Whitney's sulking.
Just like
Um,
looking, trying to look as happy as she can, and it's not convincing.
yeah. And she leaves the party not wanting to be anyone's friend. And Mayci goes, maybe Momtok won't survive this.
And that's when I shoot myself in the foot.
In the foot to injure yourself yet again. Oh, but then
I wrote boo. I was like, Macy says maybe Mom Talk won't survive. Boo, who cares? I'm over it.
uh, we cut to the next day, and Dakota's teaching Taylor how to juggle. And she's like, look, Macy's coming over. And he's like, should I leave? Should I leave? And she's like, no, you idiot. You guys are going to talk. And she's like, y'all need to clear the air. Macy pops up and she's basically like, look, I like you as a person, but I have resentment towards you because of what Taylor had told me and things I've seen. And then she tells us that she sees signs in Dakota of her abusive ex-boyfriend and she wants to protect Taylor. And she's basically just telling Dakota to his face, like, I'm not saying you're abusive, but like there's certain things like the jealousy, the verbal abuse, maybe, and like just certain things that is reminiscent of my ex.
Hmm.
And that's why I just don't like you.
Yeah.
And Dakota's like, I just hope you want what's best for us. And I don't want you like in Taylor's ear, like saying bad things. And it's like, I don't think you're getting this, Dakota.
Mm-mm, you didn't hear a
Taylor's in
thing.
her ear telling her bad things about
He's
you.
like, you're creating a divide between us. Nah, man, you're creating the divide with your abusive behavior, is what she's saying. She's like, I'm not calling you abuser. He's like, thanks. Dakota doesn't hear shit, basically.
No. And even Macy says some truth. She's like, look, if y'all were solid, nothing I say should ruin that. And
Valid.
that's a bar.
Facts. Straight facts.
But Taylor starts to really open up and she's like, look, I have trust issues because at the beginning of their relationship, it's like you really broke my trust and hurt us. And she cries because she wants to be ready to marry him, but she's not. And she's just not over the lies from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where she brings up at one point, she had asked him to hang out, and he said, oh, I'm with the boys. And he like sent a picture. But then he later revealed that night he hooked up with a girl. And she's basically breaking down, being like, he chose someone else over me. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt so bad for Taylor like this whole time. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. He said that she said that it was fine for him to date people and do his own thing at that time that this happened.
Hmm.
But she's upset that he just wasn't honest about it. And I was kind of like, that's kind of a gray area. But the fact that Dakota doesn't try to see her perspective at all and wants to argue with a pregnant woman is where I'm like, okay, you don't want peace. You just want to be right. And you can't be right. It's not about right and wrong. It's about understanding each other. You know what I mean? So then I
That
was like, then I
part.
did feel bad for Taylor. So I'm like, I don't even think it's this anymore. I think it's the fact that you keep telling this man something and he's not hearing you.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, technically y'all weren't together, but she's like, you fucked me all week, and then right before you had fucked someone else, and then you fucked someone after. Like, that's crazy. And you lied to me about it. And I
Yeah.
think it's more like, okay, technically y'all weren't again together, and like maybe she said, oh, you can hook up with other people, but you should know, like, just because she says you can doesn't mean she actually wants you to. And
Yeah.
also at this point,
Uh,
even though technically you may not be wrong, what you should be saying if you love someone is, I'm so sorry I hurt you in that moment and that
yes.
I wasn't fully committed, but now I am. And I want to do
Right.
everything I can to make you feel like you weren't a second option.
Yes. In this conversation, we see people bring up like valid things to Dakota who just deflects. And he's
Hmm.
like, no, you're self-sabotaging. You sabotaged us from the start. And then he goes, I want to be married. This is my first baby. Oh. What does that have to do with anything? Who gives a fuck about your first baby? So then I was like,
Right.
okay, this is some indoctrinated shit that he's on because
Mm-hmm.
you're at when I don't know why it gave me such an icky feeling when he said that. This is my first baby.
Yeah. I think, yeah, because even she has said it's like very much the religion why he wants to get married. And she's like, at
Hmm
this point, fuck that. Like, I don't want to marry you. Like, we can be co-parents without me doing all that. And I'm like, yeah.
It could be bitchy of me to say, but like I feel like Dakota of all people should not be judging somebody off of how they want to behave and act because you have a past that we are accepting. If she doesn't want to follow the religion super and doesn't want to do certain things, I feel like you should understand. Just like you want people to not see you as a drug addict and you don't want people to see you as this and that. You know what I mean? Like you want to be accepted, but you don't want to accept someone else's perspective. Like
And it's just like you're already like she's about to give birth and you're not married. Like what are we pushing here? Y'all are
right.
already not following it. So it's
Right.
like, why are you now being like,
I want to get married. I want to do this. This is my baby. Whew. Taylor, that was a red flag to me. The
oh
baby thing
yeah.
really, I didn't like that. And then he
No.
gets mad very quickly. Like Macy's
Mm-hmm.
talking and he's instantly like, "But you're creating a divide."
He's kind of
Macy's creating a divide?
Sandoval-ish.
Yes, I
Just
agree.
emotional.
hmm He's a battered woman.
He's a battered wife. Look at him. Oh my God. But yeah, he's just like, "Oh, I want to feel like you're on my side." And it's just he has so much attitude and he's just not
hmm
validating her feelings at all. I want Taylor to run.
Yeah, yeah, like,
Um,
oh, it's just concerning that they're having this. And then she's pregnant, and I'm like, I would never argue with a pregnant woman that far along, too. Like,
no,
y'all need
right.
to
Like
let her
lower your
give her some
tone,
peace.
dude.
Yeah, like you're getting all worked up, and she's crying a lot. It's not like she shed a couple tears, her makeup was running. Like, just let her have her moment.
She was crying like from the first or second episode when she was like crying about like jail and like what happened there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
This is the first time I've actually seen her like be really upset.
mm-hmm. It's just their
Um,
relationship has just been a mess from the start. So it's just like,
yeah. And she's pretty much like, "You can go. I don't need you." And he's like, "But we gotta get married." And I was like,
and she's like,
ah.
we don't.
I have a feeling they're not together today.
I hope not. I've
No,
seen
that,
rumors, but you never know with these people.
yeah.
But that was pretty much the episode. Next week it looks like they're going to Vegas for someone's or Taylor's birthday. Right?
Yes, and someone gets a lap dance by a stripper who basically takes all of his clothes off, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I didn't know they did that.
hmm And I think Zach is gonna get mad at Jen for going.
I saw that, so that will be
So
interesting. I don't know why Zach is there.
yeah.
Um,
We'll see what happens there, but
yeah.
looks exciting. Um, but with that being said, I think that's it for today's episode.
That's it.
Thank y'all so much for listening. Make sure to rate and review us. Give us 5 stars. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We love reading those glowing reviews.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to look at our beautiful faces instead of just listening, you could subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Shade of It All Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You can also follow us on TikTok at the Shade of It All Podcast, Instagram at the Shade of It All Pod. We're about to start posting for real this time.
Yeah, we're creating. We have stuff in the queue.
We
Keep an eye out.
do. But thank y'all so much, and we'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.